This is breaking news from today's TMJ4. Good afternoon, I'm Mike Jacobs. The jury has just reached a verdict in the case involving 14-year-old Nathan Paape. He is accused of killing his friend, 78-year-old great-grandmother, using a hatchet and a hammer. This is a live picture from the courtroom up in Sheboygan County. Nathan Paape has entered the courtroom. The judge just entered the courtroom as well and has taken his seat. He will be bringing in the jury to get their verdict, so let's listen in.
The following is the verdict in the case of State of Wisconsin versus Nathan J. Paape, case number 12 CF 512. It reads, we the jury find the defendant, Nathan J. Paape, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as party to a crime, as charged in the information. Would the clerk please poll the jurors?
We are going to interrupt just briefly verbally here because we do not want to be disclosing the names of the jurors. Typically in a case like this, the clerk of court would poll them by juror number, but in this particular case, she is actually reading the names of the jurors. So we are going to interrupt as we look now at friends and family members of both the victim in this case and the suspect as well. 14-year-old Nathan Paape was just 13 years old at the time. He and his then friend, Anthony Barbeau, killed 78-year-old Barbara Olson in her home in Sheboygan Falls. It was a particularly brutal and shocking crime because first of all, it was Nathan. Let's listen again, I'm sorry.
At this point in the proceedings, member of the jury, your role is now completed. We thank you for the time, your patience, your attention in this particular case. We recognize it was not an easy case to hear, but that you have stepped up to your role as citizens of this country in serving as jurors. We are very grateful for what you have done. Whereas I said earlier that you're not to talk to anyone about the case, now that you have returned a verdict, it is entirely up to you who you talk to about the case and what you tell them. You can tell nobody anything if that's your choice, everybody everything, or anything in between. It is entirely up to you. Thank you once again for your service. You are now excused as jury.
As I was saying, this was a particularly horrific case because the victim, 78 years old, was struck by a hatchet or a hammer, in fact, at least 27 times. And Barbara Olson was actually the great-grandmother of the accomplice in this case, and Anthony Barbeau. He has pled no contest to this charge. He is yet to be sentenced, although as part of the plea agreement, he could receive as much as 35 years in prison. Let's listen in once again.
Again, the court having confirmed the verdict of guilty that was given by the jury, the court at this time would find the judge, the defendant, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as party to a crime.
Also, Your Honor, I would ask the court to rescind his bond, remand him into the custody of the Sheboygan County Sheriff upon the pending sentencing.
The court at this point would revoke the bond, and the defendant would be remanded to the custody of the Sheboygan County Sheriff pending sentencing. As to sentencing in this matter, the court would not be ordering a pre-sentence investigation report. Again, we've had significant evidence provided, not only in this hearing, but at the reverse waiver hearing in January. Certainly, though, I intend to give the parties time to prepare for sentencing. First off, how long do you think the sentencing will take?
Judge, we think maybe half a day.
Okay.
That's fine.
And how much lead time do you need for the sentence?
Well, we have momentarily lost our signal from Sheboygan County. Again, the jury deliberating about an hour before returning a guilty verdict of first-degree intentional homicide, party to a crime in the case involving Nathan Paape and the murder of 78-year-old Barbara Olson. We do have Cody Holyoke, our reporter, on the scene. He'll have complete coverage beginning with our regularly scheduled newscasts at 3 p.m.